There lived a woman named Jenny in a beautiful city. She possessed a unique talent. She knew how to deal with toxic people. Jenny's journey to mastering this skill had been a challenging one, but her experiences had transformed her into a beacon of resilience and wisdom in a world often clouded by negativity. Jenny's story began during her childhood, which was marred by the presence of a toxic family member, her uncle, Robert. Robert was a constant source of criticism, manipulation, and emotional abuse. His words were like poison, slowly eroding the confidence and self-esteem of those around him. As a child, Jenny often found herself at the receiving end of Robert's toxic behavior. His harsh words and belittling comments left scars that would last a lifetime. But Jenny was determined not to let her uncle's toxicity define her. Jenny's journey to dealing with toxic people began with self-discovery. She realized that her uncle's toxicity had taken root in her mind, and she needed to confront and heal from the wounds he had inflicted. She sought therapy, read books on emotional resilience, and practiced self-compassion. With time, Jenny learned that dealing with toxic people required a combination of inner strength and external strategies. She understood that her uncle's negativity stemmed from his own insecurities and unhappiness, and she refused to let it consume her. One day, as Jenny was walking through a serene park, she stumbled upon a sculpture of a serene Buddha sitting in meditation. The sight resonated deeply with her, and she realized that she needed to cultivate a sense of inner peace and detachment when dealing with toxic individuals. Jenny began to practice mindfulness and meditation daily. She learned to observe her thoughts and emotions without judgment, allowing them to flow like water without getting entangled in their currents. This newfound inner peace became her anchor when faced with toxic people. As Jenny continued her journey of self-improvement, she decided to confront her uncle, Robert. It was not an easy decision, as she knew it would be emotionally taxing. However, she also knew that she needed to set boundaries and stand up for herself. Their conversation was difficult, filled with tears and confrontations, but Jenny remained composed. She listened to her uncle's grievances without reacting defensively, and she calmly expressed her own feelings and boundaries. Though it didn't change her uncle overnight, it marked the beginning of a shift in their relationship. Jenny's ability to deal with toxic people was further tested when she entered the corporate world. She encountered colleagues and superiors who exhibited toxic behaviors, office politics, manipulation, and a cutthroat competitive environment. Jenny's approach was to lead by example. She treated her colleagues with kindness and respect, refusing to engage in toxic behaviors herself. When faced with toxicity, she learned to assert herself firmly but respectfully. Her colleagues admired her strength and integrity, and her positivity began to influence the workplace culture. One day, Jenny's manager, Sarah, approached her with a difficult request. Sarah was struggling with her own toxicity, often resorting to belittling comments and harsh criticism. Maya knew that confronting Sarah was necessary for the team's well-being. In a private meeting, Jenny gently but firmly addressed Sarah's behavior. She expressed her concern for Sarah's well-being and the impact of her actions on the team. Sarah, initially defensive, eventually opened up about her own personal struggles and insecurities. Maya offered support and suggested they work together to create a more positive work environment. Over time, Jenny's influence began to change Sarah. The workplace became a more inclusive and supportive space, and the team's dynamics improved significantly. Jenny had once again demonstrated her ability to deal with toxic people through empathy and effective communication. Jenny's reputation as a master of handling toxic individuals continued to grow, and she was frequently sought after for advice. She taught others the importance of setting boundaries, practicing self-care, and fostering empathy when dealing with toxic people. In her spare time, Jenny began volunteering at a local shelter for abused women and children. She used her experiences to empower survivors and teach them how to deal with toxic individuals who had caused them pain. Her guidance became a lifeline for many, helping them reclaim their self-worth and rebuild their lives. As Jenny continued to make a positive impact on those around her, she reflected on her journey from a victim of toxicity to a beacon of resilience and wisdom. She knew that dealing with toxic people was not about changing them, but about empowering herself and others to navigate the storm with grace and strength. Jenny's story became an inspiration for countless individuals facing toxicity in their lives. Her message was clear: while toxic people may exist, they do not have to define us. Through inner strength, self-awareness, and empathy, we can learn to deal with them with grace and compassion, ultimately choosing to rise above the toxicity and become beacons of positivity and resilience in a challenging world. In human behavior, toxic is used to describe someone who causes distress in others through negative words and actions. But it is not always easy to identify a toxic person, as their behaviors can be subtle. Dealing with toxic individuals can be challenging, but it's important to prioritize your well-being and not let them negatively impact you. Take deep breaths, maintain a steady tone, and respond with rationality and assertiveness. Don't engage in their game. Toxic people thrive on drama and conflict. Refuse to participate in their toxic behavior or engage in their mind games. Instead, focus on maintaining your own positivity and well-being. Sometimes, toxic people will trap you like a hunted thing. You know you don't have to give in to them, but you also know that there will be consequences if you don't. The secret is to make your decision from a position of power rather than feeling controlled. Toxic people defy logic. Some are blissfully unaware of the negative impact that they have on those around them, and others seem to derive satisfaction from creating chaos and pushing other people's buttons. If this video has inspired you, please consider hitting that like button and sharing it with others who might benefit from its message. Don't forget to subscribe for more motivational content to fuel your journey towards greatness. Thank you.